Evening, peeps, evening. Hold on a minute, I'm sure you started a little bit early. Let me just stop that and start that again. Oh no, straight in. Evening, so we're back tonight with a team versus team between P1 Race Community and Amigos Racing Team, or A.R.T for short. So it's round one tonight, week one of two. So we are in the GR4 Ferrari. We are at Tokyo Expressway south clockwise. We've got a 10-minute qualifier, a 15-minute race, and then a 30-minute race. Again, in the GR4 Ferrari, Tokyo South outer, soft and medium tyres have to be used, or can be used, and the top 7 are reversed for race 2 tonight. So A.R.T. P1RC Madas. Good luck, A.R.T. in the house already. So, merch still available, people. T-shirts and stickers if you want any of those. Hit me up at dartsmoker@googlemail.com or in the chat here or on the Facebook page or whatever. Stickers and T-shirts. Right, let's get ourselves in then. Let's have a look who we've got. Let's turn some sound on for you lot as well. Let's do a little bit of that. Who have we got? We have got Dylan for P1. We've got Nick No One for A.R.T. A.R.T. Maldonado, or Maldonarpad. Okay. Kyle Games Drums for A.R.T. P1 Obi-Wan for P1. A.R.T. Wooly for A.R.T. Beardy McBeard for A.R.T. as well. P1 Don for P1. P1 Apache for P1. P1 Mocking Weeks for P1. Airbag, new subscriber tonight. Thank you, my friend. Cheers, mate. He's racing for A.R.T. tonight. We've got Ricky J in the house for P1 and the Dodger for P1 as well. I think A.R.T. are just short a driver at the minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4. Yeah, they've only got 5 drivers in the lobby at the minute. Oh, I think what I want. Oh, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so they are still a driver short. Whether they decide to leave a P1 driver out or whether they can get someone in the lobby quick. Let's see what happens. So we're giving the 1 minute shout. Tell me if that's too loud, people, or if it's not loud enough. If you can hear me, I've just had my headphones on full volume and nearly deafened myself. P1 then in the red livery tonight, and A.R.T. Let's find an A.R.T. driver in the blue and yellow. Looks like we're just about to get qualifying underway. 10-minute qualifier here at Tokyo. It's a tricky circuit. It's walled all the way around it. It's either concrete or it's steel. None of it you want to make contact with. Can hear tyres being slammed on hard there. So the pits here is actually about 3/4 of the way around the track, so they don't actually start out of the pits near the start finish line. Let's just have a look with Dylan. Let's put the nonsense on for everybody so you can see as much nonsense as I can. There you go. So they're out of the pits. Alright, let's get ourselves on board with a Wooly. He's the first man out on track. So you don't have to get yourselves through these S's. And then into this final corner. There is a little bit of a kink on the way along this straight, but it is pretty much a straight. So now you come up to the start finish line. There it is. Let's go for a lap on board with Mr. Wooly then. Down into turn 1. trying to catch that apex, trying not to run it out too wide. Again, look, it's just steel and Armaco on the outside of this circuit. The other side of the road is just concrete. It's concrete both sides now. Again, you don't want to get it wrong here at Tokyo. Through the little tunnel, back up the hill towards the shipping docks, shipping containers. Tricky little section. This got to be so careful on the throttle. 3 right-handers and then into the left. Not sure if shortcut penalties are on. That's an easy place to pick up a little penalty. Just cutting too much of that final right-hander. Down into this next right. Again, trying to carry as much speed as possible through here without clattering into the wall on the outside. And almost a straight. You can keep it pretty much pinned down here. But via TV, even in all, one of our drivers had last minute childcare issues, so we'll have to run one down. Oh, that's a shame. Mr. Smith, let's go P1 lads. Yeah, so looks like it's going to be a 6 versus 7 then, whether we reverse the order next week. There's that straight, hard on the brakes then, into this hairpin. This is where the pit entrance is. Again, just got to be so careful on the throttle through there, feathering it all the way around for Mr. Woolley. Past that pit exit, back up the hill towards these S's again. So they will start putting in times, even though that is almost an outlap. They have done their half or quarter of an outlap before they cross the line. Through those S's down towards this final corner. Just a 10-minute qualifier here as well. So not a lot of time. Gets that exit nicely there, Mr. Woolley. Let's see what he's got when he comes across the line. A boop, a 2:06.0, but straight away gets pushed down the order. So it is Maldonado currently on pole position with a 2:05. I'm lying, it's P1 Dylan. He did have a 2:05 on the bar. 8:07 was the time for Maldonado. Dylan's come through and taken 0.6 of a second out of that. 2:05.1 for him. Maldonado in second at the minute then. Obi-Wan third. He just gets pushed down by Mocking Weeks, who now crosses the line, takes second. 2:05.5 for him. Top 2 for P1 currently then. Maldonado in third, P1 Obi-Wan in fourth, Kyle Games Drums in fifth. Have P1 Don in sixth, A.R.T Woolley in seventh. That's the driver we did do a lap on board with. Airbag, new subscriber, in eighth. 2:06.7 for him. Nick No One just comes in the pits. He's got himself a 2:06.7 at the minute, looking like he wants fresh tyres. Apache 10th, 2:06.9. Beardy McBeard with a 2:07.1 for A.R.T. Ricky J. Oh, just getting the wall. Giving the wall a little kiss on the way out of there. Looking to keep that pointing in the right direction. Doesn't pick up any damage either. 12th at the minute for Ricky J. P1 the Dodger in 13th. 2:09.5 for him. Again, unfortunately missing an A.R.T driver, so it is going to be a 6v7 tonight. Almost give P1 the advantage already. Not so much if A.R.T hit the front 6 positions, obviously. Dylan then still on pole, 2:05.1. Mocking Weeks second, Kyle Games Drums. It must be A.R.T, even though you're in the wrong livery. Maldonado pad. 2:05.8 then, still holding on to 4th at the minute. Ferrari sounding good. It is almost a straight. Like I say, there are a couple of corners on it, but you can keep it pretty much pinned through there. Not so much if you've got a mirror full of a driver. It can get a little bit tricky. Into the pits for Obi-Wan then. Beardy McBeard also into the pits. Getting some fresh lotion on the beard. A.R.T. Wooly back out the pits. What if we still got the glitch going on? We have had a glitch in the lobbies where it does seem to kick drivers when they come out of the pits across the pit exit line. Again, I'm not sure what the lobby settings are on in terms of shortcut penalties or pit entrance exit penalties. Yeah, back just out of the pits there himself. Nick No One with damage on the right hand side of his car. Big scuff of paint missing, look. Expensive that is. Stop it, Nick No One. That's where somebody tells me his name's Noon. His last name's Noon. He's Nick No One at the minute. He's not Nick No One. He is 3rd on the grid. Drums moves up again into 2:05, 4th on the grid. Apache up into 5th. 2:05.7 for Apache. Maldonado pad 2:05.8 on that lap 2. Don 2:05.8, 7th on the grid at the minute. Obi-Wan in 8th. He's just got a fresh set of tyres on. 2:06.0, his fastest so far. 8th on the grid. Beardy McBeard, smoothed, combed, ready to go. Fresh set of softs on as well. He's got a 2:06.1, 9th position on the grid. Wooly pushed down the order a little bit more. Oh, sorry, that was Maldonado pad who was 6th. It is Wooly in 10th, 2:06.4. Bag in 11th, 2:06.5. Oh, he's got himself a half a second penalty. Again, that could have been that shipping container area. Do want to take that inside tight final right, but you get all 4 wheels over that white line. It does pick you up a penalty. Again, that's if he's picked that one up from there. It might be from a pit entrance, pit exit. Ricky J just going through there. So got a big pile of damage on the right hand side of his car. What was your time, Ricky J? 2:08.6, and the Dodger in 13th at 2:09.2 for him. A little bit of time. We are coming up to the end of qualifying, just 30 seconds left, so it's now or never to try and put those fast laps in. We have got a few drivers coming up towards that finish line. 20 seconds remaining. I think all 3 of these drivers will get another lap. There they go. They're already on that then. I was looking at the wrong straight, you donut. Dylan still on the top spot then. Mocking Weeks pushing. He's now just flash up final lap then. Now it's over the 10 minutes. It comes up to the line. Has he had enough to get quicker than Dylan? Not this time. Holds second as we wait for the rest of the field to come through. No One right behind Maldonado pad. Maybe gaining a little bit of a toe down here as well. Qualifying laps. Don't be slowing each other down, boys. Helping each other out, maybe. Little drafted. Ooh, tiny collision into the wall for Maldonado pad. Unfortunately, that slowed both drivers down. That is the pitfalls. Oh, goes a bit deep there as well for Nick No One. Gets a good run out. Looks like Carl Drum's Games is trying to stay out of the way. He has. Again, just that little bit of a mistake from Maldonado pad into the walls. Cost both of these drivers a little bit of time. S's then coming up to the end of this lap for these two A.R.T drivers. Good exit there for Nick No One, but he can't get through. Maldonado pad is in the way. Do come up to the line now then. And there it is. Oof. Obi-Wan getting a quick lap right at the end. 2:05.2 chucks himself into second. So it is Dylan on pole. Obi-Wan, we have got a driver coming up to the line actually. Obi in second, depending on what this final driver does. Mocky Weeks third, Nick No One in fourth. That driver has crossed the line then. Carl Drum's Games, Drums Games in fifth. Where are results? Here we go. So Dylan on pole then, Obi-Wan in second, Mocking Weeks third, Nick No One fourth, Kyle Games Drums in fifth, P1 Don in sixth, P1 Apache seventh, A.R.T Wooly in eighth, A.R.T Maldonado pad in ninth, Beardy McBeard in 10th, Airbag in 11th, Ricky J in 12th, and P1 the Dodger in 13th. Again, unfortunately, the A.R.T drivers have had a last minute drop out, so they are down to 6 drivers, and the P1 boys are rolling with 7 tonight. Don't know whether it would be one of ART's faster guys or slower guys. Might have helped them out if it was one of the faster guys getting up the table a little bit. Is P1 top 3 on the grid for race 1 tonight. So we have got this 10-minute qualifying which we've just completed. We jump into a 15-minute sprint race in 2 minutes time, probably 1 minute's time, and then we jump into a second race tonight, which is a reverse top 7 grid, and a 30-minute race here at Tokyo as well. So just mixes it up a little bit. Obviously makes you consider tyre wear and all that sort of stuff a little bit more, and fuel. Oh, brown fizzy pop. So have the ART boys been holding it all in for the race? Okay, we're being given the good luck shout by Mocking Weeks. It's his lobby, so he's in charge, which means we're about to get this race underway. Wooly giving the have a good race, everyone. Wait. Give me the binoculars. Quick. Here we go then. Dylan on pole. Obi-Wan second. Let me put the nonsense on quickly. The revs go up then. Wait for the red lights to go on and then go out. Away then for race 1 tonight. Dylan then scoots into the front of this pack, leads them down towards turn 1. Obi-Wan holds that second position. Mocking Weeks holds third. Nick No One tucked right into the back. Someone's just pinned it into the wall. We'll go back and catch that in a second, find out who that was. Nick No One fourth, then Carl Games Drums in fifth, ART Wooly sixth. There's a big punch up going on in here for sixth. ART Wooly Apache Beardy McBeard, Maldonado pad, Ricky J involved in that. Dodger as well. Airbag tucked onto the back end of this fight. He has got the inside line, and it was Don that went spearing into the wall. A bit of catching up to do then for Don early on in this race. But it is Dylan up front still. Oh, he's picked himself half a second penalty here. It's got to be through that shipping container area on the exit. That final right-hander just catching everybody out. So Dylan then with a 1.5 second lead with a half a second penalty. Mocking Weeks has managed to get himself past Obi-Wan. Nick No One goes firing through there, almost takes out Obi. Does slow him down. In fact, Kyle Games Drums gets through. Obi pushed down to 5th due to Nick No One coming through like a maniac. Goes a little bit deep into the hairpin there. Games Drums up into 4th, then Obi 5th. A.R.T, Wooly all over the back of him at the minute as they head up towards the S's. Nowhere to go through here. Beardy McBeard tucked onto the back end as well as Maldonado pad. Apache, Ricky, Airbag, Dodger. There is Don closing back up, 1.1 seconds behind. Toe down here now, he's closed up on Dodger enough to get one. Dylan loses that lead to Mocking Weeks, but both the P1 drivers, I wouldn't expect much battling early on. Possibly going to work together. Let's see. Nick No One into 3rd position then. Kyle Games Drums 4th. Lap 2. This is the first race tonight. Still a bit of a punch up in this midfield pack. Obi-Wan has managed to keep himself in that 5th. Not too far back off the tail end of Kyle Games Drums either. Wooly 6th. Beardy McBeard 7th. There's that corner. Beardy McBeard. Did he get away with that one? Yes. Again, you've just got to be so careful on that one. Maldonado pad right behind him. Ricky J in 9th and Apache right behind him in 10th. Airbag 11th. Just starting to break into different packs now. Don in up into 12th. He's got himself past Dodger already. Looking to hunt down those drivers in front as well for Don. Dodger now falls off the back of the pack, 1.4 seconds. Won't be getting a toe off anybody down here. He's got to be careful he doesn't just fall further and further back. Dylan and Mocking Weeks neck and neck. Mocking Weeks now with a half a second penalty. Got a little bit of time over Nick No One. 2.2 seconds at the minute. Kyle Games Drums is keeping himself right in touch with Nick No One as well. 0.6 of a second in it between these two. Oof, Obi gets a clank into the wall on the exit of that final corner. That slowed him down a little bit. Did think it got himself tangled up a little bit with Beardy McBeard, or was it Wooly coming through there? He has managed to hold on to 5th, but he has got 3 A.R.T drivers all over the back of him. He's clipped the wall and pinned it across the road. Oh, Obi-Wan. Oh no, who's that? Who's that? That's Ricky J that's done exactly the same thing. That's 2 drivers through turn 1 getting it all wrong. That's changed the order. Dodger then up into 12th. Ricky J back up to speed. A little bit of front end damage to contend with at the minute. That's going to drop him down the order, or down the times an awful lot. He's already 2.8 seconds behind Dodger. Dylan has managed to make a break, 1.6 seconds. We did see Mocking Weeks with half a second penalty. So will have gained a little bit of time due to that. Again, that has allowed Nick No One and Kyle Games Drums to close up a little bit by about 0.6 of a second. These two have got to be careful as well. Although same team, just got to be careful they don't take one another out. close together for these two. Different lines. Kyle Games Drums goes up the inside in the hairpin. Can Nick No One swing it back up the inside, get the power on the way out. Closes up, swings himself out a little bit, not enough to get himself past Kyle Games Drums. Kyle Games Drums then up into third. Nick No One loses a position, keeps himself in touch with the third position at the minute though. Into these S's coming through to this final turn. Now then, can Kyle Games Drums close up on Mocking Weeks? 1.4 seconds. There he is. Everybody getting a good exit out of there. Nick No One as well. Closes back up on Kyle Games Drums, but he won't be able to make that work into turn one. Gap consistent, but Dylan is finding all sorts of time here. 2.3 seconds he's managed to break away from Mocking. So let's have a look. It's not this corner, it's this one here that they may catch a penalty on if they go a little bit too deep, cut too much of that apex. Still finding time here then, Dylan. Now 2.4 seconds ahead of Mocking Weeks. Looking calm in the cockpit. That gap getting bigger and bigger. And it is only a 15-minute sprint race for race one. We're just into the halfway point of that. Plenty of fuel, tyres looking good at the minute as well. Big gap between himself and Mocking Weeks. 2.5 just before he came into the hairpin. It was a tenth on the way out, 2.6. Mocking Weeks just managing to keep that 1.4 between himself and Kyle Games Drums. Into the S's. No slipstream for Kyle Games Drums. There is a little bit of a slipstream for Nick No One though, if he keeps himself in touch. Everybody having trouble with the walls here. Amigos, we race to the end, 110% full send. I like it. Is that on your liveries anywhere? Why is it not on your liveries anywhere? Let's get a... Oh, this track is too tight. It doesn't allow me to look at the sides of cars very well. I should get it on the side. Beard then in 5th. 3 seconds behind Nick No One. Maldonado pad has fallen back a little bit as well. 1.9 seconds now under pressure from Apache. He's managed to get his way past Obi-Wan, who's now fallen back to 8th position. Tyres looking a little bit beaten up for the 8th place man. Under pressure from Wooly as well at the minute on this long straight. Apache having a look at Maldonado pad into the hairpin as well, just in front. Wooly has got himself up the inside of Obi. Apache not able to get past Maldonado pad in front, so Wooly moving up back into 8th, Obi 9th, Don in 10th. Getting it wrong at turn 1, lap 1, Don, unfortunately. Airbag in 11th. Oh, there you go, that's what can happen. It's on the medium tyre as well, airbag. Not quite as grippy, but they will last a little bit longer. Dodger in 12th. Ricky J, unfortunately, we've seen him pin himself into the wall as well, so currently 13th, 6.8 seconds down. But Dylan still stomping away up front, 3.2 seconds. Mocking Weeks loses a couple of tenths to Kyle Games Drums. He also manages to find time over Nick No One, so Nick now out of the slipstream. He's 1.2 seconds back in 4th. Teammate Beardy McBeard 4.5 seconds behind him, so in wide there for Nick No One. Beard not able to close the gap up. Apache not been able to close up on him either. Still a punch up going off for this midfield pack. Apache, Maldonado, Pad, Obi-Wan, Wooly and Don. Little touch of the wall there again for Obi. That's going to slow him down. Wooly might have another look here down towards the hairpin. Apache having another look at Maldonado, Pad. Oh, a little dink into the wall for Apache. Looking for a way through now. Beard goes into the hairpin, followed by Maldonado Pad. Apache right behind him. Whoa, Obi-Wan gets himself back into 8th, around the outside of Wooly. Wooly in 9th then, and Don now right behind him in 10th. Don will be looking for a way through as well, ASAP, into the S's. Time. Doesn't want to smash into the back of any of these drivers either. Just to keep in touch. Obi struggling with grip in front. Oh, it clatters into the wall as well, and again, unfortunately for Obi. Wooly has to take avoiding action. That now puts Don right behind him. Not quite close enough to get the move done into turn 1. Obi-Wan, no damage, but his tyres are absolutely beaten up. He's got to be careful. 13 minutes into this 15-minute race. Airbag in 11th. Dodger 12th. Ricky J 13th. Nobody able to touch this man just yet. 3.6 seconds ahead of teammate Mocking Weeks, who has now found a bit more time. 1.8 seconds over Kyle Games Drums. No One almost back in slipstream range as well. There is Beardy McBeard, nearly 5 seconds back. Maldonado Pad through that shipping container section. Still being chased a little bit by Apache, Wooly and Don. Wooly now with a ½ second penalty. That's going to put him under pressure. Where is the penalty zone on this circuit? Wooly though, looking to make a move on Apache. Apache goes defensive. Don carries so much more speed than the pair of them. It's going to be 3 wide into the hairpin. Apache holds 7th. Oh, where are you going? Wrong way. Wooly just manages to hold on to 8th position. Don not able to get through yet, but keeps himself right in touch with Wooly. Still got to drop that penalty. Amigos getting a quick shout from Nick Bakar, if I pronounced that right. Right, coming up towards the penalty zone now then. He's going to allow P1 Don to get himself past. There it is, the brakes go on for Wooly then. He falls back down to 9th. Look, unfortunately loses all that speed as well down there. So that is it. We are into the final lap here then. Let's just have a look, because we have got Obi-Wan that's crossed the line already in 10th. Airbag takes 11th, Dodger takes 12th, and Ricky J will take 13th. Jump to Don through that shipping container section. No penalty this time. Fastest lap on board as well, 2:04.9. Front left looking a little bit beaten up. just got to finish this lap now. 4.9 seconds ahead of anyone else. Mocking Weeks just keeping himself ahead of Kyle Games Drums. He's lost half a second. Again, his front left is beaten up. Kyle's Games Drums is no better. It has all been about Dylan tonight. He took qualifying. He's taken fastest lap so far tonight. Again, that might yet be taken. It's looking good for the win here as well. Into the S's. Second race coming up after this. Top 7 reverse grid as well, which will shake it up a little bit. Half an hour race instead of the 15 minutes, which will bring fuel and tyres a lot more into play. Dylan then through that final corner. He's just got across the line. Flashing the lights. And there he goes. Takes the checkered flag in race 1 then. Mocking Weeks is going to hold a second place. Kyle Games Drums did close up on him a little bit, but not quite enough to take that second position, so he does take third position. Nick No One takes 4th. Beardy McBeard just takes 5th. Malden A.R.T takes 6th. Don 7th in the end. Apache 8th. Wooly in 9th. And we've seen Obi, Airbag, Dodger and Ricky take their positions. That was a good final position for Don in the end, coming from the back of the pack. Taking 7th. Only a 15-minute race as well. So, race 1 done and dusted. A few minutes break, I can imagine, while people just get their heads together and mop up the sweat and that kind of stuff, because it is a bit of a roaster tonight. You know, I'm sat in a little 6x6 box room with 2 computer screens, a great big TV, PlayStation, computer. It's a bit warm in here. But I'm not even racing. Imagine if you're racing and getting all flappy and sweating. Well, I know what it's like. There you go. That's another reason for the break. P1 Don just coming in, asking if we can have a little pee break. And why not? Top 3 getting shout out from what's that? Is that Larze or IASA? P1RC and Fun. That one. Rick's backing out. Okay. That's just coming from P1 Lobby Host. So that does put us down to 6v6 then for race 2. Again, you know, I don't know how they're going to play it. Are they going to discount the sort of final position of P1 or something like that? Just, you know, knock out the last driver. I don't know. Looks like we're down to 6v6 for race 2 then. So we're going at 21:45. So we've got about 6 minutes left to go. Sounds like drivers are getting out on track and practicing on the medium tyres. It's pretty clean though. I didn't see any 1 or 2 incidents, but majority were self-inflicted. No idea what happened to Don at the beginning. He just ended up spearing into the wall at turn 1. Playing on the mediums. I can imagine he is just getting a few laps in. There you go, set mediums on. They've had their practice in the soft, haven't they? They've all been out on softs for race 1. Except Airbag, I think. I think he was out on the mediums. I didn't go through everyone's tyres, to be honest. Mediums on for everybody else so far. Big shout out to the P1 boys as well. If you just get a good view. Let's get a good view. No, that's not what you're meant to be doing. Come on, you pressed the wrong thing again. And you pressed the wrong thing again. Come on, you've been doing this so long, you should know what you're doing by now. There we go. Look at the front of that car. That just looks like my channel. Dark Smoker, tell your mates, tell your mum, smashed with YouTube logos. That's what we like. Okay, so Pilgrim just coming in the chat there, people, saying that he's head admin over there at P1. He's just saying that they are going to knock out one of the drivers, just have it 6 versus 6 points. Well, that's until the Amigos boys want Dylan's points taken off the board. Let's keep Ricky J's points, but take Dylan's off. Then there'll be uproar. That's enough of my logos and your liveries. Only actually these two out on track, getting a bit of practice at the minute. Everybody else either comfortable or just going to wing it. Oh, I hear someone leaving the pits. Don. There's another P1 driver having a little session on the mediums. Langster Racing, good luck everyone. There you go. You boys all got different wheels on, you have, haven't you? Maldonado's got different wheels on from Nick No One. Nick No One's got different wheels on from Wooly. Different wheels to Kyle Games drums. I think Airbag might have the same as not sure. You've all gone for different wheels. The only thing setting you got a lot apart, I'm not sure. Sound good, the Ferrari, especially in these contained walls here at Tokyo. Again, we're at the same circuit for race 2, but it is a half-an-hour race. Top 7 reverse grid from the results from race 1. We'll have to think about tyres. Softer mediums allowed, and fuel will come into play as well. They managed to make it around the first race without a pit stop. Tyres were absolutely at the end of the life, so we'll see what race 2 brings once they get themselves underway. Kyle Games drums now with the livery on. I think some of the A.R.T boys thinking that race 2 was 40 minutes. It's only 30 minutes. Whoa, cutting it fine there. And that's the risk you've got to take here at Tokyo. For the fastest lines, you've got to be willing to run it as close to those walls as possible. Second right-hander in here. Here's the third. This is the one they've got to be careful of. Gets all 4 wheels across the white line, and you will pick yourself up a half a second penalty, as we've seen in race 1. Does look like we're getting the shout to get race 2 underway here then. But there it is. Looks like it's a full reverse grid. We have got Dodger up front, Airbag second, Obi-Wan third, Wooly fourth, Apache fifth, Don sixth, Maldonado seventh, Beardy McBeard eighth, Nick No One ninth, Carl James Drums in 10th, Mocking Weeks 11th, Dylan in 12th, and they are away then. Who's going to get the whole shot into turn 1? Let's have a look. Dodger keeping it tucked on the inside. He's under a bit of pressure from drivers behind as well. Obi-Wan having a little look. Does he manage to scoop through into second? Not quite yet. He is side by side with Airbag as they run up towards the shipping containers. And Dodger under threat. Airbag having a look up the outside of that little kink. He's going to get himself into P1 as they run up the hill. On the brakes into this shipping container area. Got to be careful. There's drivers all over the place. Who was that went very, very deep? It was Wooly. Oh, he's just been clipped by teammate Nick No One. Held him out wide for a little bit longer. He's getting pushed all the way back to the back of the field. Then through that, unfortunately for Wooly. Now Obi gets himself up into the lead of the race. Airbag second, Apache side by side with him as they head onto this long straight. Maldonado follows him through. Airbag unfortunately drops down to 4th position. Now Maldonado having a look at Apache. These two having a good battle in race 1 as well. Down towards this hairpin. Defensive positions for Apache. Maldonado looking to run around the outside, hard on the brakes. Has he gone far too deep? Yes, he has, almost into the pits there. Drops himself side by side with Airbag on the way out, manages to get the power back on, keeps himself in 3rd position, but falls back from Apache. Still in tow range, but he's got to pile the pressure on again. Airbag in 4th, bit of a gap back then to Don in 5th, 1.4 seconds. He's got Mocking Weeks and Dylan in tow. Nick No One in 8th, Dodger 9th, Kyle Games Drums in 10th, Beard 11th, and Wooly in 12th. As we just catch the bullet train going through. Into turn 1, Obi holds the lead. 0.7 of a second. Maldonado's second. Apache fallen back now a little bit. He's now 0.8 of a second behind Maldonado. Airbag in 4th, still just 0.7 of a second back. Different line through there for Airbag. Careful though, it's got this trio of P1 drivers, all fast guys as well, Don, Mockin and Dylan. Closing up on Airbag, just a second behind him. Dragging Nick No One along for the ride. Just 0.8 of a second now behind Airbag. In tow range, but not close enough, I don't think, to get the move into the hairpin. Still dragging Mockin and Dylan. Look how much speed these two are carrying down towards this hairpin. It's going to be 3 wide for the whole team as they come into this. Oh, not quite. Mockin backs out sensibly. Dylan does manage to make his way through though into 5th. He now is on the hunt for that 4th position. Don 5th. Weeks 6. Nick no One has got half a second penalty he's got to lose. It's going to drop him back into teammate who's he behind Kyle Games Drums. There is half a second penalty. Enjoying the wall on the run through there as well. Oh, catches the wall on the way out. brakes go on, loses the penalty. We've got a big pile of A.R.T drivers, Beardy McBeard, Carl's Games Drums, A.R.T Wooly, looking to come through. Dodger just 1.4 seconds off the back. Now it's on up front, Obi under threat from Malden A.R.T. It's all kicking off for 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th as well. Obi, Malden A.R.T and Apache for 1st, 2nd and 3rd. And then it is Dylan defending for 4th position from Airbag. Don looking for a way past as well, not able to get past through there. Think into the wall for Airbag. It's going to slow him down a tiny bit along here. And Mocking. 0.3 of a second back. Look how close they are on this lap. They will get a damn good toe down here. Should be able to get the move done on Airbag into the hairpin. We'll see. Still Nick No One just tucked on the back end of this fight. 1.3 seconds. There is Wooly in 9th, Beardy McBeard and Kyle Games Drums not far behind. Dodger falls back a little bit more, 2 seconds. A.R.T leads. Obi tries to come back at him through the hairpin. He's able to get right under that rear wing on the exit. Again, is he going to be able to make a move before the S's? I doubt it. Pile that pressure on, but it is Malden A.R.T leading. Can he now make a bit of a break? Back to 1.1 seconds. Oh, he gains a little bit of time back through there. Dylan 4th then has managed to break away from that fight behind. Airbag in 5th, being hounded by Don and Mocking Weeks. Don gets past. He's going to allow Mocking Weeks to get through as well due to he's going to be right behind Don, unfortunately. 2 B1 drivers get past Airbag. He's coming back at him though on the run up towards the shipping containers. Bumper to bumper the 2 P1 drivers. Oh, Airbag hard on the brakes. Unfortunately, Mocking Weeks just able to keep that Ferrari exactly where he needs it. Airbag not able to regain that position then. Has to hold on to 7th for now. Now got Wooly just 1.3 seconds behind him as well. Beardy McBeard and Kyle Games Drums, tail end of Wooly. There is Wooly, there is Beardy McBeard, and there is Kyle Games Drums. Nick No One, what have you done? Down in 11th. Got it wrong somewhere in the shipping containers or something that I've missed. 2.1 seconds down. Dodger 3.5 seconds behind him as well. Must have made another little mistake somewhere. It's still Malden A.R.T holding it strong up front. Obi-Wan keeping it right there with him. Dylan has already got himself past Apache and now on the hunt for the top 2 drivers. Apache 4th. Don in 5th, Mocking Weeks 6th, Airbag hanging on in 7th, Wooly closing that gap up though, definitely. Nice and tight through that second to last S through there. It's pulling time on Kyle Games Drums and Beardy McBeard. Kyle's Games Drums has actually got himself into 9th past Beardy McBeard. Nick No One pushing to get back into the fight, 1.8 seconds behind teammate Beardy. Dodger falling even further back, unfortunately, 5.1 seconds down now. Malden A.R.T 0.7 of a second over Obi-Wan, keeping it right there with him though, Obi. Dylan is closing up 1. I was going to say it was 1.2. It's just dropped below 1 second there. Dylan on the move now then. Apache 4th, holding that one. Don and Mocking Weeks in 5th and 6th still. It is still Airbag holding that 7th. Wooly all over the rear end of her, just 0.4 of a second back. Are we going to see him make a bit of a move down towards the hairpin? Teammates Beard and Kyle Games Drums are as close as these two. They might have a go at each other as well. Let's have a look. Airbag 7th, Wooly in 8th. Still 0.3 of a second in it. They are closing up. Wooly holds on to 8th. Same with the 5 behind. Kyle Games Drums in 9th. Beard 10th, Nick No One in 11th. Dodger falls even further, 6.6 seconds. Dylan up into 2nd, past Obi. Now on the hunt for top spot then. Winner of race 1, he took pole position and fastest lap in that race. He is currently 2nd in this race. Started from the back of the grid, and he's currently holding fastest lap as well with a 2:05.2 on the set of mediums. Now closing in on Maldonado pad, just 0.8 of a second. Tyres looking good on Dylan's on the mediums. Maldonado pad on those softs, but a big lump of wear on that front left. Drivers in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th position in race 2 at the minute. Pit stops yet to come. We are only 11 minutes into race 2. Dylan closes up again, 0.7 of a second on Maldonado pad. His soft tyres starting to hurt him now on these fast corners. Look at the tighter line Dylan's able to take through there. Gets the gap down to 0.4 of a second. Board with Maldonado pad as we watch Dylan close in a little bit, 0.3 of a second, 0.2 of a second. Still a fair old straight down towards the hairpin as well. Does look like Maldonado pad's going to hold it. He's got defensive. Oh, has he? He's opened the door a little bit. Dylan's not brave enough to slam the brakes on and chuck one up the inside there. Can he get the swap on the way out though? Not quite. Not able to get a wing up the inside of Maldonado pad, so Maldonado pad does hold on to 1st. But his tyres are giving him grief now. Again, Dylan closes up as we head towards the S's. Can Dylan get the run on Maldonado pad and take the lead down the start-finish straight? Already gets a better exit, already closing up on Maldonado pad. Which side's he going to decide he wants to go? He switches to the outside here. Can he carry the speed? Down towards turn 1. Backs off, holds on to 2nd. Maldonado under all sorts of pressure. Little bump draft down the hill. Goes defensive again, Maldonado pad. Again, Dylan has to brave it round the outside. Looking for a different way through here, maybe Dylan. Oh, he does almost get a wing up the inside. Oh, so close between these two. But now Dylan in a great position if he can hang on to Maldonado pad coming through this right-hander. Just 0.3 on the exit. Can Dylan make it work this time? Is Maldonado pad going to pit anyway? His tyres are shot. Almost at the halfway point by the time they hit the hairpin, so it might be a move for Maldonado pad just to get him out of the pressure of a Dylan attack. This time Dylan sweeps up the inside. I think Maldonado pad is coming into the pits. He's left that door wide open. He does hit pits this lap. That does release Dylan into the lead of the race. Just under half a tank of fuel and a half decent set of medium tyres on. Obi-Wan doesn't stop this lap either. He holds on to second. Apache stays out, as does P1 Don. These two side by side running up the hill. Don goes through into third, then Apache fourth. Wooly stays out as well this lap. Fifth position, Kyle Games Drums also on the mediums, stops out. Beardy McBeard stops out. Airbag stops out. Nick No One stops out. Maldonado pad back out. Fresh set of mediums on. Just over 3/4 of a tank. That should take him to the end of the race. Mocking Weeks back out as well. Fresh set of softs on board. Dodger stays out on the mediums. Plenty of life left in Dylan's tyres. 2.7 seconds over second place man Obi. Mad Lad on a pad, and that's another one as well. So when will we see the P1 drivers pit? I think all have opted for the medium tyre for stint 1. There's been a mix for the A.R.T boys, I think. Mocking just flicking over to the softs then. Yeah, I think all the P1 drivers have opted for the mediums for stint 1. Opt for softs obviously for stint 2. When that is yet to see. Plenty of life left in the mediums, plenty of fuel on board at the minute as well for all of these drivers. Pulling time as well up front again for Dylan. Now I'll be interested to see when he comes in the pits this lap where he comes out in relation to Maldonado pad. Where is Maldonado pad? He is currently in 10th. See one or two more drivers hit the pits in a second. Might see one or two more drivers stay out. Here is Maldonado pad down towards this pit entrance then. He's not going in there this time. He's looking for the hairpin. There is Dylan. Gets released right in front of him. The battle is back on then. Again, I think the drivers in front, it is just the top two now, Dom and Apache. Not stopped yet, so when they come in that will release Dylan into the lead of the race. And he has now got Maldonado pad on a set of medium tyres versus Dylan's softs. You know Dylan can make a set of softs last 15 minutes. We saw him do it in race 1. Maldonado pad put anything on him as they come to the closing section of this race then. We saw the soft tyres pretty much had it by the 15-minute mark, so can Maldonado keep his mediums in a good enough condition to keep having a go at Dylan towards the end of the race? It's yet to be seen. Mocking Weeks then 5th, stopped a lap earlier. 8 seconds behind Maldonado pad. Again, soft tyre versus medium tyre. Obi-Wan not far behind him either, 2.8 seconds back. Kyle Games Drums in 7th then, fresh set of softs on, 4.4 seconds back. Big gaps between these A.R.T drivers now. They were all fighting for position. It was looking good as they were coming storming through in a train, but broken apart a little bit then. Kyle Games Drums 7th, 3.5 seconds. Oh, here we go, in front of Beardy McBeard. And then we've got A.R, Airbag and Wooly and Nick No Name all fighting for position. So we have got a train of A.R.T drivers to look at. Fresh softs on for Nick No One, mediums on for Wooly. Dodger on the fresh soft. Top two in this lap then. Apache comes in, as does Don. There goes Dylan and Maldonado pad through they go. Mocking Weeks also into 3rd. Obi-Wan 4th. Don in 5th. Back out the pits, fresh set of softs on. And Apache fresh set of softs on. P1 have 5 drivers in the top 6. all on the soft tyre now versus Maldonado Pad's mediums. 10.5 minutes left in race 2 here tonight. How will Maldonado Pad get on? Again, the soft tyre will have had its day by the time the race finishes, which might just mean Maldonado Pad can hang on to a position or two, but it's going to be losing time to these drivers on that softer tyre. We'll see. 1.8 seconds between himself and Mocky Weeks at the minute. You can see he is not able to keep up with Dylan on the soft. Dylan got 2.4 seconds on him as he exits the shipping container area. Maldonado Pad second, 1.4, 1.5 over Mockin. Oh, that comes down through there a little bit. Mockin able to carry a little bit more speed through there or get the power down earlier. 1.9 seconds back. Don 1.7 seconds back. Apache 1.4 seconds back. Kyle Games Drums 1.6 seconds back. Beardy McBeard 3.6 seconds back. Nick No One another 2.2 seconds back. A.R.T Wooly 1.1 seconds back. Airbag is 0.6 seconds behind Wooly. Dodger 17.8 seconds in 12th. Thank you, sir. I'm sitting here sweating myself because I'm in a box room with electronic gadgets rolling. Dylan, look, finding more time. Again, it is a soft tyre versus a medium tyre fight. So there's another couple of tenths. Oh, I say that, it's half a second he pulls through the S's. 2.5 up to 3.1 seconds on the exit. Again, another fastest lap there for Dylan. I'll have that. 2:05.5 for him. Maldonado Pad is starting to come under threat then from these drivers. Mocking Weeks just 0.5 of a second behind him as they hit turn 1. And closes up massively on the exit as they run down towards the shipping containers. Just 0.1 of a second in it. Nowhere to squeeze through there for Mocking Weeks. Maldonado holds that inside line. Maldonado Pad. Mocking Weeks carrying the speed through though. Is it going to be enough? Can he roll it round the outside? Maldonado Pad holds that tight inside line. Side by side through there. Both drivers keeping it clean. Ooh, a little bit of a wobble on there from Maldonado. He does keep it clean though. No contact between the two. Mocking Weeks has got to wait another corner. Little battle has allowed Obi-Wan to close that gap up a little bit. He's now just 1.2 seconds behind. Tiny touch of the wall there for Maldonado Pad. Again, Mocking Weeks looking dangerous as they hit this long section down towards the hairpin. Difficult to, it is actually difficult to overtake through here. Keeping it right there with him though, Mockin. Is it going to be enough down towards the hairpin? Carries the speed down the inside. Maldonado Pad not able to get over to the right hand side of the circuit to defend that, so Mocking Weeks is able to get himself into second position. Keeps it out the wall on the exit. Maldonado has to settle for third for the time being, but now has a mirror full of Obi-Wan, just 0.6 of a second back. Again on a soft tyre for Obi versus the medium tyre for for Maldonado Pad. Don in 5th, softs on board as well, 3.1 seconds back from Obi. Got Apache not far behind him. Kyle Games Drums has closed that gap up. He's just 0.8 of a second behind Apache. Again, he went medium stint 1, soft for stint 2. Able to keep at the pace of the P1 boys on that soft tyre then. Beardy McBeard on the softs as well, 4.9 seconds back. He's still got a mirror full of Nick No One. Airbag just 2.1 seconds back in 10th. A.R.T Wooly right behind him, so those two have swapped places. Unfortunately, Dodger now 21.5 seconds down, but keeping it in there. More points on the board for the P1 team. this man is looking pretty untouchable at the minute. 24 minutes into the 30-minute race. Dylan has a 3.5 second lead over Mocky Weeks in second. Maldonado doing what he can to hold on to it, just a second behind him. He's going to drop out of that slipstream range soon. He has got Obi-Wan closing up on him as well. Down to 3/4 of a second between the third and fourth place drivers. A little bit down towards the hairpin, but not enough to make a move. Can he hold that gap on the exit? Brings it down a little bit. May have been a tiny bit of contact with the wall which slowed him down on the exit. It's almost 0.7 of a second. Maybe gained a tenth on him through there. Under pressure then, Maldonado pad. The two drivers in front just starting to pull away a little bit as well. Dylan now 3.8 seconds in the lead. Mocky Weeks with a 1.1 second lead over Maldonado pad as well. Again, starting to see the wear on the soft tyre, so if that comes into play at the end of the race, only 4 minutes remaining. Can't see them being that beaten up in 4 minutes for Maldonado pad to have a go back. Again, he's got a mirror full of Obi-Wan at the minute as well, just half a second back as they head down towards the shipping containers. Closes up actually Obi. Again, not going to be enough to make a move into this double right-hander. Triple right-hander, apologies. Nice tight line through there for Obi though. Keeps him well in touch with Maldonado pad in front. Almost able to get up the inside on the exit. Maldonado pad just able to keep it there, so third place still for the A.R.T driver. But now Obi-Wan with a good exit out of there, already side by side with A.R.T Maldonado pad through the S's. Again, this is a tricky section to get right, side by side with drivers. There you go, just drifts back a little bit. Obi, look at that, that's respect, isn't it? Obi's pulled over to the non-racing line, allowed Maldonado pad to go through. His damage, you know, he drifted across track and clattered A.R.T Maldonado pad into the wall, so he's given that position back for the time being. Now has to give it a go. Great respect there from P1 Obi-Wan. Unfortunately, that has just brought Don and Apache right into this fight. They are just 1.2 seconds behind as we come to the finals, last couple of laps of this race. And a little racing contact between these two has also allowed the two drivers in front to escape. Dylan, look at this disgusting amount of lead, 5.2 seconds. Another fastest lap, why not? Well, let's just have that with some worn out tyres. 2:04.6 for Dylan. Mocky Weeks in second then, he's still got 3.2 over Maldonado pad. He's doing well to hold on to that third at the minute. Big gaggle of P1 drivers with the softer tyre on behind him. Obi had almost got him on the run down towards the hairpin. Getting that position back due to a little bit of contact. Now Obi looking dangerous again as they come towards the shipping containers. Maldonado pad having to go defensive again. This is where we saw Obi get right under the rear wing of the A.R.T driver. Oh, he might have already got a wing up the inside on the way out through here. Through the final right-hander. Oh, so close again. P1 Dom now bolted onto the back end of this fight. Oh, carrying a little bit more speed than those two as well. Maldonado pad under all sorts of pressure now. He's got two P1 drivers looking for positions. Obi just 0.1 behind him. Don just 0.1 behind him. Again, Obi knows he can't go for a move through here. That's where the contact happened before, but now swings across to the inside. Tiny bit of contact on the way through there again. Oh, again a little bit of contact. Again, Obi's giving that position back. He knows that that's him that's caused the incident. Allows Maldonado pad again to hold on to third position. 29 minutes and 30 seconds then. Will we see Dylan have a victory lap all to himself? Stuck another 2:04 and he's only getting quicker, this boy. 2:04.7 on lap 12, 2:04.6 on lap 13. He is going to see another lap then. Crosses the line with 29 minutes and 50 on the clock. Weeks gets another little lap as well. Are we going to see Maldonado pad? Oh no, we're not. Maldonado pad and Obi-Wan get to battle it out for another lap. Don finishes though. He takes 5th position. Apache takes 6th. Kyle Games Drums 7th. Beardy McBeard, the blank screen, takes 8th. Nick No One takes 9th. Come on camera, keep up. Airbag takes 10th and A.R.T. Wooly is in 11th. Just waiting for Dodger to cross the line. So top 4 drivers get an extra lap then. A.R.T. Maldonado pad and Obi-Wan get to have a bit of a punch up for this final lap. Come on Dodger, cross the line. There it is. There he goes. So Dylan smashing it. 7 seconds out from Mocking Weeks. Safe in second. But Maldonado pad and Obi-Wan battling it out for this final lap. Oh, Obi catches the wall through there. He's now 0.5 of a second back. I don't think that's going to be enough. Again, it is a long old section, this one, but is it going to be enough for Obi-Wan to take a stab at Maldonado pad into this final hairpin? Down falls a little bit, but it's not going to be enough. The sun's dropped as well. It's just turning into night time here at Tokyo as we hit this final lap. So just keep an eye on Dylan, make sure he doesn't spin into the wall. Maldonado pad holds on to 3rd. Obi-Wan doing anything he can to get the power down, but it is looking good for Maldonado pad for 3rd position. Dylan through the S's for the final time then. Decides not to put in a fastest lap on lap 14. Somebody else, this one's probably the fastest lap anyway. Flashes of the lights as he comes down towards the line again. 2 wins in 2 races then for Dylan. Maximum points on the board for P1. Mocking Weeks as well will be very happy with 2nd. More points on the board. Maldonado will take 3rd position. Real good battle between him and Obi-Wan in that 2nd section. A couple of attempts from Obi, but tiny bit of contact. But again, the respect there was certainly given. Both times Obi backed off, gave Maldonado pad the position back. And off they went again. But it wasn't to be tonight for Obi-Wan. And it wasn't to be tonight for an A.R.T. win. So that is the race 2 done and dusted. That is both of the races done tonight for this week. Back next week for round 2. I assume, don't quote me on that because I could be lying. I assume that this is the P1 choice. I could be wrong. This could be the A.R.T. choice of track and car. And then next week, the other team gets a go at choosing a track and car. Let's just see if there's anything. Okay, next week. Yes, there you go. So the Ferraris and the track this week were P1's choice. And next week is a BMW VGT at St. Croix. So come and check that out. I hope it's the same format, a short 15-minute race and then a 30-minute race as well. Real good racing tonight. Good respect as well. But that is about it from me. I think P1 have taken the top spots. I think they had a majority of drivers in the top half of the field for both races tonight. So the A.R.T. team have got their work cut out for them next week when we come back and have a go in those BMW VGTs over there at St. Croix. But yes, other than that, I hope you liked what you watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.